Welcome back to Scrappers Baseball. I'm Dave Lubich, and alongside me, Chase Burnett, outfielder slash first baseman. Chase, I guess the first question, what suits you better, outfield, infield? Any particular suggestion?
Yeah, I'll play any of it. Wherever the skipper wants me to play, I'll play.
Now, in the college level, you played mostly outfield DH. Is there a preference to a corner outfield position, or do you feel first is adjustment it's made pretty easily, or?
Well, I mean, I played first in the summers. I played first some in high school and then in the summers during college. But we had a guy who was a pretty stable first baseman at Tech. So they put me in the outfield. I had some speed, so they decided that that would be best used in the outfield. So.
All right. One of the big adjustments coming to this level from the collegiate level is going from aluminum to wood bats. How's that adjustment been for you?
It's a really tough adjustment. I mean, my first week here, in the first 3 games, I broke 3 bats. So I mean, it's a tough adjustment. It's hard to go from metal to wood, but it's an adjustment that has to be made, and it takes time and it takes a lot of patience.
Now, would you say that adjustment mostly favors a pitcher? I mean, they're coming to this level too. Do you think that is a favor to a pitcher going from aluminum to wood?
I think it probably is. They can make less mistakes. In college, when there's metal bats, any mistake they make, that ball can be out of the park. Whereas, with wood, if they can make less mistakes, they can just try and go right after you and try and attack you. So.
Yeah, well, speaking of hitting the ball out of the park, you've done a pretty good job of that thus far. 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, that both lead the club here in the early season, so you've adjusted pretty well. Talk about your early season success this year in Mahoney Valley.
Well, I mean, I've just gone in there, and like I said, the pitcher's just coming there to attack you, so I've, tried to take the same mentality and just go in there and try to, attack the pitchers and not let them make whatever pitches they want to make. So I go in there, with attack mode, and, I just try and find some good pitches and put the wood on.
Now, it seems like sometimes they've thrown you off speed a little bit. Are you adjusting to the off-speed pitch here in the early going?
It's a work in progress. It's definitely a work in progress. I'm trying.
Okay, let's talk more about Georgia Tech. You put up some great numbers, 17 home runs this season, playing mostly the outfield. Talk about your season before coming here in 2010.
Well, I mean, it was my first full season getting to play. My sophomore year, I just played about half the year at DH. So I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was my first full season where I got to finally show what I can do, and I felt like my numbers reflected what I could do, and I tried to show everybody that I could play. Especially with the draft coming up, and I was looking to go somewhere and play. So I took it as a challenge to show everybody what I could do.
Yeah. Do you think that experience playing in the collegiate level is better for a player coming into the minor league levels? A little more maturity coming in, or were you highly touted out of high school, or was it more?
Not really. I was told there was a chance I could get drafted, but I never heard from anybody. So, but I think it's a huge. I personally, I'm a little biased, but I believe it's a huge advantage coming out of college. You get a little more maturity, and in college they're a little more strict on you. You learn some discipline. I've seen some examples of where some guys coming out of high school, seem to be a little less mature and don't know how to handle some things. So I think it's definitely a big advantage. You learn maturity, learn how to handle stuff, and you play. If you play at a good level of baseball, especially like at ACC, I felt like I was playing good caliber baseball. So I feel like not only did I mature as a person, but I matured as a baseball player.
Okay, what has been the hardest adjustment, I guess, from collegiate to the minor league level?
Probably a tie. Probably a tie between the wood bats and metal bats, and just the schedule we have with playing every day and traveling through the night. You were with us 2 nights ago when we drove 10 hours through the night. So I mean, that's definitely really tough, and it's definitely an adjustment that has to be made. But I mean, it comes with the territory.
Now, what was the longest bus trip you had at the collegiate level? Was there anything major?
Well, at Georgia Tech, if it was 7 hours or over, we flew. So 7 hours was the longest bus ride. But
okay.
Yeah, the one we just made to Connecticut is the longest baseball bus ride I've made.
Yeah, definitely the longest bus ride for me as well. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Georgia. Did you grow up a Braves fan growing up as a kid?
I did. I mean, I was within 30 miles of Atlanta growing up. We moved a couple times, but I was always within 30 miles of Atlanta. So, we were always going to the Braves games and stuff like that. But
yeah, so Braves-wise, you saw a pretty good bunch of Braves teams. I mean, with the great pitching, good lineups. Chipper Jones, obviously. Andrew Jones coming up through the system. Who was your favorite Brave then?
My favorite Brave growing up was probably David Justice, who actually ended up coming to the Indians.
Yeah.
kind of ironic, but he was the one I always liked to watch when I was younger, him and Fred McGriff.
Two great players that played for the Braves. Are they your favorite players of all time, or is there somebody else that comes to mind?
My hero growing up was always Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Little League level. Talk a little bit about that. We're Little League level playing.
Well, I mean, I played played some rec, t-ball and pee-wee and stuff growing up, and then I started to get into travel ball then, and I would get on teams that traveled around the county and around the state to play ball and play in tournaments and stuff like that. So from about 11 years old on, I always played on some kind of travel team up until high school.
Okay, anything else interesting to add about yourself, Chase, that the fans maybe don't know about you? Anything out of the ordinary?
Well, out of the ordinary, I mean, I'm married. I got married. I got married in January, so that's probably pretty out of the ordinary for guys on this team, because this team's usually comprised of younger players. But
well, Chase, you're off to a nice start. We thank you for sticking with us, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.